Hey everybody, it's Odin, and in this week's video, I'm going to be telling you the story of how I got my first horrible fursuit. Now, I know a lot of you think this is my first fursuit, but it's actually not. No, it is my second fursuit. And then this one right here, this other Odin wolf head, that is my third fursuit. And then Nido, he's my fourth. He's my bunny. He's not Odin, different character. I know you can't really see him from the mic, but he's my bunny character. But let's go back to the year 2010. I was 19 in the fandom. I had been in the fandom for, I don't know, maybe 4 years or so, 5 years. I'm not quite sure when I first got into it. I'd have to do some research. I wanted a fursuit. I was an adult. I wanted to go to my first convention because I had not at this time been to a convention yet. I'd gone to local fur meets and met some people, so I had like a small group of friends to go with cons with. But I wanted to go to a con, and before I went to my first con, I wanted a fursuit. Now, mind you, you don't need a fursuit to go to your first convention, of course. Tons of people go to a convention and they don't have fursuits, so you don't need one. But I wanted one at the time, and I had been working an office job for a couple years, so I had money saved up, and I was ready to buy a fursuit. So, at the time, this is going to be a little bit TMI for some people, but this is part of the story, so whatever. At the time, I had been looking at an adult website and they had mersuit videos. Okay, now before I talk about this part, I would like to point you to my I discussed my mersuiting past video because that explains it a lot more in detail. But a disclaimer, this current fursuit that I have is not a mersuit. It doesn't have an SPH. I bought it just for YouTube, just because no one ever listens. But anyway, back in the day, I was 19, I was looking at adult websites, and I saw some mersuits that I thought were really hot. This particular person was making videos on there of suits, and I thought, you know what? I want a suit. I want one myself. I want that maker because I find these videos hot. That's what I want. Oh boy, that was a mistake. See, I didn't really shop around for fursuit makers really much. I didn't really know much. I didn't look at reviews or anything like that. But the fursuit maker made a couple of fursuits that I liked at the time, like Granite the Wolf, Salt and Pepper, and he helped on Wookiee's suit, which is really good, you know. So I was like, wow, if mine looks like that, then, you know, that's what I want. That's what he'll make me. Oh yeah, and I'm not going to be saying the name of this fursuit maker. Now, the reason for that is because this is 8 years ago, and for all I know, this fursuit maker got a lot better. It's been a ton of time, you know, people improve with their craft. So hopefully, whatever they're producing is better than what I got in 2010. So I just don't want to name them because I don't want people to give him negative comments or anything. That's not my intention in this video. It's just to tell my experience and my story of how I got this horrible fursuit. Anyway, I emailed this person, and I'm gonna look at the screen here and read the email that I sent in 2010 because I didn't know I still had this in my inbox, but I did. Hi, my name is Odin Wolf. I am currently saving up money to buy one of your adult suits. Yeah, I wanted a mersuit, so sue me. I was wondering if you could give me a rough estimate based on the following. I'm a male, 5'6", and I weigh 115 pounds. I wish I still weighed 115 pounds. I weigh more than that now. My persona is a wolf. Here's a reference picture. And this is where it's different, you see. I'm gonna put up the picture right now. Yes. That was my fursona. My fursona used to be a dark gray and red wolf, kind of like emo-y and whatever because I was younger. That was Odin Wolf. That's what he looked like. So I'll go into more detail about my fursona and how it changed over the years in another video, but I will explain that. So my fursona was these colors, and I sent this for a quote, and I asked him, and he said, yeah, I could make you a fursuit, but the dark gray and the tan, I think it was the tan color, didn't exist in fur. And I was like, wait, what? Really? So I asked some of my friends too, and they're like, yeah, that doesn't exist in fur. The faux fur, you can't find that color. So I was like, oh, crap. That's kind of like key to my fursona, you know? He's got that gray tuft here and everything. So I was sitting at work, and I just looked at a color wheel, and I picked blue, green, and purple, and I redesigned my fursona. And then I got a new ref, and I sent that to him. So I just completely changed it there. So the one good thing to come out of commissioning this first fursuit, which I'll tell you why it's really bad soon, the one good thing is I have this current design of Odin that I love. I would have been so much more boring if I was just those colors back then. I love this current, it's different. I look different than just a generic gray wolf. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy that came of it. But that might have happened with any fursuit maker. I'm not sure. So whatever. So I sent him the email, and I start talking to him on, I think it was MSN Messenger back then, maybe Skype, I don't know. Whatever we used in 2010. Definitely wasn't Telegram. Yeah, and he started to work on my fursuit, and I was very excited. Very excited. Who isn't excited to get their very first suit. Little did I know it would be a complete disaster. He starts sending me work in progress pictures, and because I was just you get that like excitement and new suit glow where you get it and you just don't notice flaws right away. It's just like, because I was young, never had a fursuit before, and I didn't notice flaws. So my brain was just like, this is great. I love it. Doesn't matter what it looks like. This is great. This is what a suit should look like. I'm excited to get it. Yay. Oh my God. So bad. It looked so bad, and I don't know how I didn't see it then. It looked so bad. So I finally get the suit in the mail. After a while, some more work in progress, talking to him back and forth. I get it in November before Midwest Fur Fest, which is going to be my first convention, and I was excited. Posted a picture on my FA, like, yes, I'm going to go to the con in this suit. So I try it on, and it fits great. Like, the body fit perfectly. Like, I just sent him measurements, and yet it fit perfectly. So his sewing, like, is excellent. Like, he used a serge seamer. That was all solid. Like, just from a tailor perspective, it was just great. I didn't have to do a DTD or anything, duct tape dummy. Like, that aspect, I will still compliment. That was fantastic. However, let's start with the minor things that ended up being major things. I had foot paws and hand paws that he made. The foot paws were flat and terrible, looked awful. They fit fine, but the claws, what he did for them back then was he had a mold, and then he'd coat, like, they're purple, so purple liquid latex in there as the outside part, and then he'd use a hot glue gun to fill it. And while that's not a bad idea and concept to make custom claws, the silicone just rips off of the glue, like, over time. It doesn't stay on. It's terrible. It doesn't work. And also, when he glued on the nails, he just glued them on the fur, like, straight up. So at my first convention, they just fell off left and right. I lost like 4 nails just immediately. Awful, terrible. And you know what? Before I explain how bad the fursuit head is, I'm gonna say how much I paid, because I didn't mention that. With shipping, I believe this was about $2,000. It might have been a little bit less. 2,000 American dollars I paid for this fursuit, which by today's standards, $2,000 for a full suit is cheap. But for what I got, that was $2,000 completely wasted. Like, completely wasted. Okay, now that you know how much money I got screwed out of, let's go to the head. So the fursuit head had awful looking eyes. I mean, that's obvious from the pictures, but also, like, the vision in it is like looking through a fucking needle, like a needle hole. That's it. 2 needle holes, just tiny vision, awful. I've never worn a fursuit since that has had worse vision than this suit. It's unbelievable how bad it was. I'm not even sure how it was crafted that poorly. Like, I couldn't see in that thing. I had to have a handler at my first convention. The jaw was just a taxidermy jaw shoved in there, which looked kind of creepy. Whatever, I guess. It was too tight back in the day. Like, it didn't feel good. And I don't know what fabric foam he used. Maybe it was the taxidermy jaw, but man, that thing was heavy. It was heavy for the size. The hand paws were just all long pile. They weren't shaved like you see these nice hand paws that are shaved. The paw pads were that hot glue and the latex, and they just rubbed off immediately as soon as I touched a hand railing. Just everything about it was a complete disaster. So I got this suit, I wore it at Midwest Fur Fest, and I remember one thing sticking in my mind was I was with my friends, Mocha and some other people, and they had these great fursuits. Like, one was a made for you, another one was, I forgot who made it, but they were great suits. We were walking around and I was just like, every time people asked for pictures, they'd ask for the people I'm with and they'd ignore me. And I was like, why doesn't anyone want to take pictures with me? And it's so sad looking back on 19-year-old me. And it's because my fursuit was so awful. Just so bad. It was creepy. It was just a creepy suit. Everything about it is so creepy, and it was poorly made. So after MFF, I realized, like, I don't know how, but I was finally like, wait, this isn't how a fursuit should be. I think I tried on my friends and realized, oh, you're supposed to have vision? You're supposed to... Oh, I didn't even touch on the ventilation. Oh, you're supposed to have ventilation? Oh, you're supposed to have a jaw that moves when you pay for that? Oh, a moving jaw? Yeah, and I could breathe in a good suit, namely this one. So suddenly it hit me like, oh my god, this thing looks like a piece of shit. I didn't realize it when I was at MFF, but afterwards I was like, oh my god. Why didn't I see this? So I was looking at For Affinity and I saw a picture of Lav's suit, I want to say. It was either Lav or Dur. One of them got finished first. I saw the work in progress for the other one and I went, oh my god, that's what I want. That fursuit head is gorgeous. That is the style I want. I want it. So I messaged Firestorm. I'll say his name because, hey, I like this suit head, even though, whatever. I messaged Firestorm and I commissioned him for this head and I still use it to this day. I got this head in March of 2011 for Furry Connection North. It's now called Motor City FurCon. That's how quickly I got this head and wore it at the next convention. So Odin 1.0, terrible Odin, is only used at one convention. He cost me $2,000 and it was just an awful, awful mistake. Now I'm gonna pull up Odin 1.0 right here because I have him. And I've shown him once before in The Worst Fursuit Ever, and I implore you to watch that video because it's rather funny and I love the videos that my friends sent to me. But here is Odin 1.0 in the fur. This is the garbage head that I hate. It takes up space. I don't want to wear it. No one else in the world should wear this abomination. That's it. He's gone. Now I want to tell you some advice because I learned from this experience. It was a very costly experience, but I learned from it. I learned that you should look around fursuit makers, look at your options, find who's open, look at reviews, ask people who own the suits if they like them. If the craftsmanship is good, okay, listen to advice. Look at their newer suits that they're making because some suit makers start out very strong and over time their quality will slump because they start to just churn out suits and they don't have the passion for it anymore, or something happened in their life or whatever. Quality doesn't necessarily go up with time, it can go down. So keep that in mind with a fursuit maker. Some fursuit makers only improve with time. There are some that are so amazing and they just get better and better. So look for fursuit makers. Don't make the mistake that I did. Yeah, just do your research, everybody. So I also want to say that this video is kind of a two-parter. This is part one, where I tell you the story of my first disaster fursuit. Part two, I am going to set it on fire. Yeah, I know, calm down. Calm down. I know I'm going to set Odin 1.0, the head, the body, the foot paws, and the hand paws on fire. I'm going to give it a funeral of sorts because that fursuit doesn't get worn. Ventilation's terrible. Vision's terrible. I can't wear it anymore. I don't want anyone to wear my character. That's weird. No, absolutely not. You can't have my old character. It just sits in a closet taking up room. I don't want to carry it with me when I move. I have had 2 fursuit bodies since that body. I have my new YouTube only non-mersuit body. I have my older body that's a mersuit body. And then I have my old body, that's Odin 1.0's body, that I do nothing with at all anymore. It's just old. It's not even my new marking. So I'm going to light it on fire because my streamer chat donated and hit a goal. And because of that, they donated to set it on fire. So next week's video is going to be me setting Odin 1.0 on fire. And now I know some people aren't going to like that, but you know what? After all these things I've told you about it, there's nothing else I can do with it. It's either hold on to it forever for no reason in a closet, or give it a fabulous, fabulous burning funeral, send it off into the sky, let it die, because I don't hold sentimental value over it. Has no value to me. It's of no value to anyone else. I'm gonna see it go in the most spectacular fashion I know how. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you stick with me and check out next week's video to watch it go all up in flames forever. Now, if you like this video and you'd like to support me, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/OdinWolf. It is the best way to support me. You can give like $10 or more a month and get access to my Discord and play games with me and voice chat, and I'm on the Discord every day talking to people, and I freaking love our community. Or $20 or more a month and you get something physical in the mail every week, so that's great. Also, I have these shirts that are awesome and other merch like the ducky and the pins, and everyone always comments on this pillow. Yes, it's for sale. I do sell it at odinwolf.storemv.com. That is my store. Check out my stuff there. And also I have a P.O. box. It is right here in the description of all my videos, and an Amazon wish list if you'd like to buy me something off there. And I will open up that stuff on a future video for you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. I really do appreciate it. It has been Odin Wolf, and bye-bye. And of course, I want to thank my awesome patrons, especially Multiroy and Vatra Lion at the Diamond tier, who just give me this amazing support every single month. Thank you two so much. And of course, everybody at Platinum, Robert Deere, Frostbite, Wolf Medic, Connie Fox, Deku Panda, Jaded Fox, Flair the Fox, Dex the Fluffyine, and Fluffy Cinnamon Roll. Thank you guys also for your immense support. It's so incredible. And everybody at Gold, Silver, and other tiers, thank you so much for making everything possible.